Hey everyone, and welcome back to the True Blue Podcast. I'm your host, Zach Sucardi. You can find me on Instagram at True Blue Podcast. It's St. Paddy's Day. It's 17th, y'all. It happens to be on a Wednesday in 2021. And yeah, I'm Irish. I'm fucking 50% Irish. I look Irish as fuck. I got pale skin, red hair, all that shit. But I'm 50. I'm fucking 50 Cent. And I look super Irish. And I got friends who are like 1,000%, and they look like they're fucking like, you know, like Italians or Greek or who the fuck knows. But yeah, so I'm Irish, and that's cool. But I don't drink, and I don't like corned beef and cabbage. I never liked it, ever. Ever. In fact, the only time I really like cabbage is if it's in coleslaw or in another meal that I eat that I'm very just unaware of. But you never really cared for it, corned beef and cabbage. I could fuck with a little bit of Irish soda bread, but even that is like, eh. One thing I can tell you, though, I do like that makes me Irish is fucking potatoes. Not that it's like, you know, I mean, that's the common side, you know, at most places, but I love fucking potatoes. Baked potato, fucking fried potatoes, french fries. I guess potato chips. I don't love those. I don't eat those like a ton or nothing, but I notice I love potatoes. It's so fucking good. So I'm connected through my love of potatoes, since none of the other staples seem to sort of stick with me. Fuck, it's fucking A, man. It's kind of that weird time of year where it's like bipolar. One day it's like 70 and nice as hell. Next day it's 40 and like overcast. And then, you know, it gets a little bit nicer, but there's wind, and then it snows. And then that you're fucking New Mexico, the snow lasts for like 12 hours, if that. Not even that sometimes. It could last 7 hours, 5 hours. Yeah, fuck. And again, here we are in March, a lot of birthdays. My sister's birthday, my stepsister's birthday, my homie Carlos's birthday. Yeah, lots of birthdays. My birthday's in 10 days, March 28th, so falls on the Sunday. I was born on a Sunday, so that's kind of cool. Sort of like, you know, revisiting where like I'm imagining myself like reenacting my birth. Not that I know what that was like, but I don't know, I just imagine myself doing that. And, yeah, so Sunday, that's cool. And in fact, check and see what day you were born on. I think it's interesting to know that. You know, to know, like, the like day that you came into this world. Like, you couldn't wait a minute longer. You had to be into this world. And you fell into this world. You came into this world on that day. And that's really cool. I love Sundays. I'm a big football guy. I love me the football. And I love the day of rest, and it's chill. Everyone's usually off. My preferred days off for work are Sunday, Monday, because I always love the whole excuse me, I love the whole treating my Sunday like a Saturday, but everyone else is Sunday mode. They're all chilling. They're all motherfucking chilling. They're not trying to go out and do anything too crazy. They're chilling. And here I come along. It's my Saturday, but it's a Sunday. So I could go with their vibe, which is chilling, which is usually where I'm at. Or I could want to, you know, fuck around and hang out with the homies who like to go out on Sundays or whatever. But yeah, Sunday, Monday is the way to go. And something about, you know, Sundays, it's just that day of reset. It's funny because, like, a lot of calendars, they all start Sunday. And I always thought Sunday was like the last day of the week, not the first day. Because I guess the whole work week thing, you know, in your head. But yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, check and see when you're born. See what fucking day. It's easy to do. Just go on the Googles and fucking look it up. And then, if you know, check and see if your parents are around or whoever. See what time you were born. I was born at 7 7:32. The clock was 10 minutes fast. My mom swears by it. So I was born 7:32 p.m. Kind of a cool time, you know? You could be having dinner maybe. You know, if you're going out, like things are just like, I mean, maybe you're not even out yet. You're still at home doing your thing. But, you know, if you're going out, it's kind of like, all right, night's definitely here. We're not at 8 o'clock yet, but, you know, we're fucking gearing towards it. But yeah, check that out. I always find that shit so interesting. You know, it's like, you know, you get your day that you're born. Okay, so that's your number. Okay, so that's sort of your, like, that's your jersey number. And then there's all these other things where you can look up, like, the song that was the top song. Let me say this again. The song that was the number one song when you were born. Mine was, I think it's I Love Rock. Yeah, no, it's I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett, which is really cool. You know, it's a good song. It's not like my favorite, nothing, but as far as it being like the song that was number one when I was born, it's pretty cool. You know, I love rock and roll. That's true. I love alliteration. That's also true. So I love Joan Jett. You know, JJ. That's pretty cool. If I have offspring, if I have kids, I'm going to name them with S names so they can have that easy flow to my last name. I always thought that was really cool. All those little things that you can kind of tie into just like being here, you know? All these little connections with how you existed, how you came about, you know? Like all your sort of history and the numbers and the dates and the songs and all the things that kind of tell your story and, you know, kind of give you that sort of connection, which is ultimately, I guess, what kind of drives me and is exciting about it. All right, I just got a text message. Who is this from? Let's see. It's from my brother Brian. It's cool. Like, I moved out here to New Mexico, and distance really is a good thing for some families because it really, you know, you don't really work so well living under the same roof, and then distance and time, I think, definitely changes how things, you know, how people communicate, how candid, how open they are, the things that they share with you or they sort of throw at you, you know, they kind of try it out or whatever. I've done that once in a while. I'll try out. I'm like, let's see if I can go there with this person, you know, and luckily I've had, for the most part, I've had a lot, you know, some positive responses when I've had that sort of mentality of, let's try it out. The worst, though, is when you try to, like, go somewhere with someone, let's say it's an emotional place or personal place, and they're totally, like, just not feeling it. And they're just, like, there's something there that you just know is like, shit, I shouldn't have fucking, you know, I shouldn't have told this person this fucking shit, you know, because they're just sort of like, well, what am I doing with it? Or, you know, they just, I don't know, they just give you, like, negative, or they're contrarian, or there's something, you know, where you're just like, fuck, you know. But, yeah, it's interesting, you know, text message, getting older. I found this with AOL when I used to have AOL back in the day, is you would get, you know, and this is true, I think, for a lot of people, most of us, but you would get a lot of people being a lot more open because they're not speaking, they're not, you know, over the phone, there's no voice, tone, none of that, you're not face to face. They can say it, and they have that sort of that like freedom of just, you know, not having any kind of accountability, maybe like face to face, or they could just sort of type it out and press send. And I can remember being on AOL chats with friends and shit, and people were, you know, they would open up to me or talk to me, and, you know, we're talking for hours and stuff. And then here we are with text messaging. I'm noticing a little bit of the same, especially as time goes on, you know. So yeah, that's actually fucking, it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool.
Fuck you!
Hey, chill out, man. It's fucking St. Patty's. Chill out. Alright, let's see here. What the fuck's my notes? You know, I just want to make a quick comment. If you don't have more than one fucking email address, get yourself another fucking email address, okay? What the fuck is with people with one fucking email? Like, seriously, get another one. They're free. And I mean, come on. I mean, we all don't want the junk email, so you got to have that one. I still have my AOL email. I still have that shit for my junk. But I have 100 Gmails, right? Not 100, but like 5. And, you know, it's just good. It's important. So for those of you who say harassment and only have one email, get your shit straight, okay? I mean, get your shit fucking straight.
Fuck you!
Yeah, I agree. Notice that kind of got louder. Let's try it again.
Fuck you!
There we go.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
Wow, damn. Hey, relax. Relax. All right, let's go to the Google Docs. Pull this shit up, y'all. Yeah, so gonna get into the self-care tip of the week. I've just been kind of riffing here the first 10 minutes. I appreciate you putting up with me. Let's hit it. All right, right on. So I found this on Instagram, social media, I'm sure. Let me just say real quick. Social media is really awesome. All this internet shit, I mean, we're so lucky to be alive and have like all this awesome shit with the fucking internet and any song that we want. But you can really get a lot of positive shit on here. And it pops up on my feed, I follow it. It's a post that says, How to Decide Faster, a mindset of making faster decisions. And if you're like me and you struggle sometimes because you just want to make the right decision, or you smoke a little bit of marijuana and it takes you a billion fucking years to make any decision, this is for you. So it's just a post. It's from a page called Business Bulls, like the Chicago Bulls .in, which may be like they're from another country or something. .in, right? That's usually like meaning they're from like fucking who knows where. But yeah, just came up on my feed. I thought it was kind of interesting. Had a cool little photo of a blue brain. This is true blue, so you know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to read these. There's like 5 or 6 on here and make a couple quick comments. But I thought this was actually really cool. So this is how to decide faster. The first thing is limit your options. I kind of like that because, like if you're deciding, let's say, where to go out to eat and shit, oh my God, that can be a fucking nightmare. A fucking nightmare. You have all these different things. So in your head, go through, pick 2 that are, all right, I want this kind of food, or I know I want this kind of food, so which pizzeria am I going to? So if you limit your options, you'll feel less anxiety, you'll feel more confident in your decision, and I don't know, you may even feel more open to like trying new things at the place because you didn't labor over this fucking decision for like hours on hours. So I like that, limiting your options. Next one is draw a line between good and bad choices. So this is a good one too because if you for instance, like going out on a school night or like a work night, or spending X amount of money on something that you maybe you should take into account, like what your bill situation looks like, or if you still need to pay off some credit cards, and then like is this choice something that's gonna benefit me? Is it gonna hurt me? How do I stand to gain? How do I stand to lose from this? So I like this one, drawing a line between good and bad choices. And let me be clear, going out on a school night, doing things that are a little bit against the grain is not necessarily a bad choice. That could be a good choice that's going to release endorphins and all these other kinds of fucking chemicals, and you go out and you have a good time. And anytime you're in a moment where you're laughing, where you're laughing with your friends and stuff, it's amazing. Because laughter is so contagious, it's so intoxicating, it's so fun. It gives you such a high. It gives you such a high that...
That smells good.
Yeah, it does. It gives you such a high that, like, I don't know, I always feel like this is great. I could keep this feeling going on and on. And a little side note here. If you're funny, and we're friends, and let's say there's you're kind of selfish, or there's another characteristic that like sucks about you, if you're funny, I'm going to keep you around, because humor is just so, like, I don't know, it's like, it's so attractive. It really is. So yeah, back to the list. All right. The third one we have here is listen to your gut. Listen to your gut feeling. Huge. This is huge. So I play fantasy football, and without getting too much into it, you have to pick players, right? And you can only pick so many, but you have a large roster. You have a roster of, let's say, 20, but you can only pick 10. So there's so many different things you can pull from, so many different pieces of information, and so many different like stats, and you look at the weather, you look at how the opposing team plays against that particular position. There's a lot of different things that you can look at, and I find that all that, doing your sort of process and going with your gut and something like that is is just it plays itself out week after week, because you don't go with your gut. You listen to your fucking buddy and he tells you some bullshit, and then you play that guy and he sucks, and then you go, "How the hell I listened to him? I should have never listened to him. I should have just fucking, gone with my gut, or I should have just gone with my process." So this one is really, really good. It really hits home, listening to your gut feeling. They say that your gut, your conscious, it's like God speaking to you, or a higher power speaking to you, or, something great, or something that's really trying to, reach you. So yeah, this one I really like. And again, I think about the fantasy football example, and then, other stuff, just with taking care of business, with how you set your certain priorities. Definitely listen to your gut. All right, so the next one there is think of your time as money. This one I like a lot, because if you really, really, really think about it, all we have is time. That's it. And when our time's up, then that's it. That's all she wrote. Then, yeah. So, when your time's up, that's it. So all we really have is time. Shit, on this earth. And then as you get older, you start thinking, oh, fuck, man. You start seeing these different, mile markers of time. And you go, fuck, time is flying by. It seemed like I had all the time in the world. Now it's like I'm able to think back 10 years and I have memories of being a fucking adult, whatever. So think of your time as money. This is good because, a lot, we value money. It affords us freedoms, affords us how, ways that we can spend our time, how we like it, where we like it, who we like it with. And if you think of it as like a currency, and how you spend it, because we only have so much of it. It's not infinity dollars. It's not like some video game where you can raise your guy's level to 99 overall, or you can just constantly put a code in and get $1 billion. So thinking of your time as money, I really like, because very sensitive. Money. We all gotta make fucking money to live and shit. It affords us freedoms and luxury and cassette tapes and pizza and fucking Morrissey shit on eBay. And it's awesome. So if you think of your time that way, you'll spend it wiser. You won't be so frivolous. And it'll help you decide faster. All right, and then the second to last one here, it says, know that decisiveness grows with each decision. This is kind of that whole vibe of practice makes perfect. You got to kind of fake it till you make it. By that I mean just kind of go about doing things, and you'll find your whole rhythm. You'll find your balance. Even doing this podcast. I've been doing it over a year now, and I've definitely grown. I've definitely learned from my mistakes, and and just to do it. It'll grow with each decision. Just do it. You don't have to be perfect. When you go work out, you're not going to lift 50 pounds and curl 50 pounds. You're going to start with 25, maybe even 15, And someone started there. If they're smart, someone else started there. The same as you. And this is your story. This is your journey. So why try to just look cool for that moment and fuck yourself up and hurt yourself? You're only doing harm. But know that decisiveness grows with each decision. Each decision that you're able to make, you can kind of just move on to the next one. It's more like you have more quantity with that, So you have more opportunities when you don't labor over things to make these decisions, to learn from them. And know that decisiveness grows with each decision on how to decide faster. And then last but not least, it says, remember that indecision kills. That's pretty brutal. That's awesome. Yeah, that is brutal, though. Remember that indecision kills. So a couple things. I remember hearing about all these sins when I was in high school, and indecision, I thought, well, that was a sin? I thought, well, that sucks. Well, what if you can't make up your mind? How the hell is that a sin? How the hell is that the same as killing, cussing, all this other shit, right? How is that a sin,
Fuck you!
Yeah, exactly. So remember that indecision kills. So I thought, wow, that's kind of wild. And if you think about it, it does, because what it does is it kills your time, which is currency, which is all we have on this planet. So it kills because you're spending so much time laboring, thinking over something, agonizing over it, causing anxiety, causing whatever the hell. So this is really a good one to end on. That remember that indecision kills. Excuse me. It's okay to be indecisive. I mean, shit, you can't rush every damn decision, But I think this is as I've gotten older. After I heard like that in high school, I'm like, wow, that's a sin. That's so weird. That like it makes sense. It's sort of saying like kind of not hurry up, but like keep it moving. You really grow with motion, and you're not going to do things perfect. You may say, all right, we're going to Chili's. We're doing it. The fucking 3 for $10. You're going to get the chicken crispers. You're going to get the salad with no cheese with honey mustard. And then maybe you get your chips and salsa. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it sucks. Maybe all of it blows and it sucks. Okay, big deal. Okay? Could be worse. But, you're not wasting time. That's obviously a food example. But just with anything, you're not wasting time. You're not standing still. So this one, again, is really awesome. Shout out to the band Indecision from Brooklyn, who was fucking awesome. I love seeing them in the late 90s and early aughts. They were great. So that's the self-care tip of the week. This, again, is how to decide faster. I'll share this on my Instagram at True Blue Podcast. I'll actually share this right the fuck now. Add to your story. Okay, wonderful. Let's share. Let's do a thing, and done. Cool. Yeah. So I've just shared this right now. So check this out. This is really cool. Something that you can save and just keep in your little collection and refer to once in a while. So there you have it. That was the self-care tip of the week. All right, everyone. So let's get on to reading some motherfucking poetry here. Let's do some poetry. That's an awesome break. I love when he goes from the cowbell right to the crash. That's pretty dope. All right, so again, we are reading from Haiku Moment, an anthology of contemporary North American haiku. All right, let's see here. Okay, I think I read these. Okay, so let me start here. After some silence, a cowbell intrudes into the cornfield. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? The first motherfucking poem is fucking talks about a cowbell, which I just referenced from that fucking dope-ass jazz break. Fucking bumper pepperoni pizza eater. That's fucking awesome. Hell yeah. That's fucking awesome. That's so cool. See, it's interesting how things line up like that, You just kind of have this... I don't know, we're like connected and stuff, Hell yeah, exactly. Exactly. So that one was after some silence, a cowbell intrudes into the cornfield. Now just picture that for a second. You're just some fucking farmer person. It's quiet. Silence. It's like 4:30 p.m. And then all of a sudden you hear a cowbell. You hear a cow with its bell. It says a cowbell intrudes. Intrudes, that's a pretty aggressive word, into the cornfield. What's cool about these haiku, you really just put yourself there, and it's kind of fun, I'm not a farmer. I never grew up on a farm. Nowhere near it. All right, moving on. Floating upriver, the garbage barge with seagulls. Never really cared for seagulls. They were a little too familiar. Just kind of like pigeons. A little too familiar. And I'm not really a bird guy, so... All right. Yellow trout lilies, in and out of the boathouse, nesting swallows. Marsh twilight, a nesting osprey, whistles softly. Osprey, excuse me. Mountain pool, in its clarity small stones, and the flash of minions. Standing on one foot, the goose stretches a leg, pink sunset. Migrating geese, one falls farther and farther behind. This is a cool one because the way it was written, it's sort of like a visual. The way each line, it kind of looks like it's, falling farther and farther behind. Geese, too, they're fucking mean-ass birds. Fucking geese, they shit everywhere. Yeah, they were horrible when I was a kid. Alright. Sagging footbridge on both sides of the brook. White laurel blossoms. Field of Queen Anne's lace. A black butterfly settles on a stone. Dense fog, a mockingbird fills it. That's awesome. Splash of wild plums falling from marshside boughs. Slow step of a crane. September gust, the starflower's last white petals snatched away. That's cool. Twilight storm, another stone topples from the pasture wall. Winter beach, tinkling trills of water pipits. Abandoned pasture, in fallen snarls of barbed wire, white of metal sweet. That's like Old English or something. That's cool. Out of the fog bank, croak of a snowy egret. October hot spell, the hedge never so alive with hornets. Yeesh. Parked bulldozer, half done with the house, spring moon. Winter rain, a crow peers down from the power line. That's cool. I lay down all the heavy packages. Now let me read that again. I lay down all the heavy packages. Autumn moon. Last night, lightning. This morning, the white iris. People are gone and the beach is empty. The green reeds. Tonight, the cypress tree and I lean into the wind. Lilac scent coming upon the remains of the old chimney. Someone calls, someone answers. Evening river fog hides the far shore. Spring snow on the beach, a small green pail turned over. Full moon at midnight, holding between both hands the white peony blossom. Morning coffee. Everywhere I gaze, pine boughs weighed down with new snow. That's awesome. Lulling me to sleep, the rain, then waking me. Oaring, not moving, the lilies. Same old road, but over the fog, a giant oak I never saw before. I want to comment on this one here. It says, same old road, but over the fog, a giant oak I never saw before. Same old whatever. Same old bedroom, same old street, same old school. There's always a new perspective. There's always something that if you just look at it in a different angle, like, this may be weird, but if you go to a different part of your room that you never, sat in or looked a certain way, a certain angle in, if you do that and you see just like another perspective, something that you never maybe noticed before, a certain angle, it's really, really cool. I like that one. Spring thaw, the old pine leans a little, farther this year. Frog pond, a leaf falls in without a sound. The thousand colors in her plain brown hair, morning sunshine. Love that one. Love that one. The thousand colors in her plain brown hair, morning sunshine. Gosh, that one's fucking great. Love that one. No wonder I had circled. Before the qual, its queering call, again. Holding the shape of the wind, the frozen pines. A blue heron flying south over the long straight road. Dark so soon? Down the creaking ripples a full moon. A spider climbs the white curtain, snow still falling. Below zero, but this week the sun shines right on the kitchen table. Love that. That's where we're going to finish. Let me read it again. Below zero, but this week the sun shines right on the kitchen table. See, but this week, time is, it's passing by. It's the season's changing. But this week the sun shines right on the kitchen table. That's really cool. Below zero, but this week the sun shines right on the kitchen table. Those sound like some really, really great memories. Really, really cool visual. All right, there you have it. That was the poetry portion of this podcast, and now we're going to move on to. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. We're going to move on to the True Blue playlist song of the week. All right, there we have it. So I chose the song Francesca by Roy Harper off of his album called Flat Baroque and Berserk. And Baroque is Baroque. Came out in 1970. The song I had first heard on a compilation, and I sought out. I found it that it was on this album that came out in 1970. A great song. Great fucking song. Under 2 minutes. It's 1 minute and 22 seconds. That's a punk rock song, practically. I mean, seriously, like, you see, look at the song lengths. It'll make you want to hear them. You go, 2 minutes, let's see what this is about. The Smiths, Please, 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 Let Me Get What I Want. That's like 1 minute 50. I saw that, I'm like, let me check this out. Amazing. Guided by Voices, they have like a ton of songs that are under 2 minutes. And then here with Francesca by Roy Harper. You know, as I said, it's 1 minute and 22 seconds. It's a sad, bittersweet song. It's very gentle throughout. It has such a folk song kind of sound to it, just by the style of guitar, the way his voice is almost like it's very kind of quiet. And then even like the song title, Francesca, it's like it's a perfect name to sing. I think because of the amount of syllables, Francesca. And it just I remember hearing the song a couple years ago, and I went up to a coworker, and I'm like, "Hey, do you know anyone named Francesca?" Because I was gonna tell them about the song or just see if she knew anyone. But I think I'm like, "Hey, does anyone that you know who works here named Francesca?" And she didn't, so I was kind of bummed. But I always think it's also cool when there's a song named just after someone's name. Yeah, I don't know if there's a song out there named Zach or Zachary. I imagine there may be. But I always think that's like really cool when something's just named after someone's name. Whether it's a song or a band. Always really interesting because it encompasses so much. So I'm going to read the lyrics to this. They kind of read like a poem. Hey Francesca, you gave me no warning. Hey Francesca, tiptoes in the morning. Thanks for leaving the sunshine. Thanks for leaving me. Thanks for being all mine. Thanks for being free. Hey Francesca. So it kind of reads like one of the haiku poems. It seems that, from what I gather, he spent the night with Francesca. She just sort of, left, dipped out in the morning. But then he goes, thanks for leaving the sunshine. Things hurt, but the sun will rise. This too shall pass. And he goes, thanks for leaving me. That one's interesting because it's like he's just grateful to have gone with her, to have been with her, to have experienced with her. So he goes, thanks for leaving me. And then he says, thanks for being all mine, which is such a sweet line. I imagine he maybe spent the night with her and who knows what capacity, but she was all his, which is so sweet. And then he goes, thanks for being free, which is a great like last line in this, because he's sort of saying, like, at least to me, he's like, thanks for being free, thanks for not, I don't know, thanks for that brief moment, thanks for being free, thanks for not being held down. It's almost like not thanks for leaving, but just thanks for just allow me to experience with you, and then you're gone the next morning, almost like a dream. So he's saying thanks for being free. Could also, on the flip, could also say thanks for being free, and thanks for, not costing anything, not having any kind of like turmoil or any kind of bad feeling. Thanks for being free. The greatest things in life are free. So, just love this song. It's a very sweet song. Definitely check it out. It'll be added to the True Blue playlist, which you can find on my Instagram at True Blue Podcast, or if you're just on Spotify, which I doubt. But if you are, look up Donnie Pepperoni. Donnie with a Y. So there you have it. That is the True Blue playlist, motherfucking song of the week. And by the way, Roy Harper. There was a Led Zeppelin song on Led Zeppelin 3 called "Hats Off to Roy Harper." It was that's named after him, and the song is, I guess, in his tribute. And then he sang on "Have a Cigar," which is on "Wish You Were Here" by Pink Floyd. And I thought that was some kind of cool little facts on Roy Harper. So again, the song is Francesca. The artist is Roy Harper. The album is Flat Broke and Berserk, and came out in 1970. All right, everyone. Well, there you have it. That's the True Blue motherfucking podcast on St. Paddy's Day. Hope everyone had a safe St. Paddy's Day. Hope everyone's doing good. Thanks for checking me out, and I'll fucking talk to you guys next week. Take care, everybody.